Good evening, friends, followers, and channel members. Happy Tuesday. Can't remember if we did our live flight on Tuesday of last week. Maybe yes, maybe no. Seems like a long time ago. All the week seems so long ago at the moment. That's a sign of being nice and busy. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. We're off to Luxembourg tonight, an airport that is, of course, huge in Europe, and I have never flown there before, so this is going to be nice. A strange airport that I'm unfamiliar with, so we'll discover that together. I'm sure you guys will have seen Luxembourg before, and if not, well, then you're like me and we'll have to read the charts as we explore what we're going to be doing. But of course, we are here in Bordeaux. When I first loaded in, it was actually raining a little bit, so I think that's now stopped. We'll jump on the we'll jump inside in a moment and we'll see whether the windows are wet. And let me just also get the operational flight plan into the chat for you guys. Also got a problem with my music playlist this evening. Not quite sure what's going on there, so apologies. You may have to make do with just my dulcet tones and not the background. Let's see then who is coming on board with us tonight. Hello.
Radio check.
Well, we're obviously on VATSIM, as you can quite clearly hear. Good evening, Salem the Aviator, original name, hello, and the members Alain, Miko, Danny, Nils Eriksson, Christian Starmer as well. Oki, good to see you on board as well. DRD Flyer, it has been a while, DRD. Thanks for coming back on board with us this evening, and of course to those Larry, Mickey, Babak, Chucky Shrews, Red Thread, Jens Bowen. The performance calculator, it's still in the works, guys. It's still in the works. I don't want to hold it back for any longer than I need to, of course. Want to get it out there. But we also don't want it to be littered with bugs and things, because nothing's more frustrating than a software company releasing something and it actually not being any good. So no, definitely don't want to do that. So we want to give you guys good things to play with.
Anyone on frequency?
I'm on frequency, but I'm not actually in the flight deck just yet. So my apologies if I haven't missed anyone in the chat as well. Good evening, everybody. Terry, good evening. Nick Burrows, good evening, sir. Randy said, Andy Lesky, hello. William, which Bordeaux are we at? Oh, there are two? The main one, the one that EasyJet flies from. So, flight plan is in the chat, so you guys have got that. And I can just see a few are now starting to spawn in around us. Oh, we've got Lufthansa. Lufthansa with the strobes on? Who's flying Lufthansa with strobes on? Is the mechanic just testing that they work, perhaps? Right, I'm going to get on board, and then we'll start setting ourselves up. Quite a decent length flight tonight, about an hour and a half, so without further ado. Brit BFG, hello sir, thank you for coming on board. Let's go through our quick pre-flight checks. So overhead looks good. It's in a turnaround state, of course, as you can see. Pedestal all looks grand, and we've got the glare shield, of course, all looking fine. Our initial climb out today is going to be 7,000, so I'm going to go and set that now. Let's get the flight directors on 1 and 2. Turn the constraints on as well. Right, so what fuel shall we plump for? Let's see. So we plug fuel is just over 5.6 tons, and if we scroll down, let's check what the weather's doing. Oh, look at the low ceiling in Luxembourg currently, 500 feet. Let me let's see what the forecast is. So currently broken 1,500, overcast 1,700. Well, that's okay. QNH 1013. Becoming light rain and broken 1,200, and oh yes, so could temporarily be rain and broken 500 feet. Well, I'm not actually sure. We'll have to read the charts. We'll do that en route. We'll have to read the charts, see where low visibility procedures come into operations. There is the chance then. There is a slight chance that we could have an auto land this evening. So obviously take that into consideration. And if we just check the SIGNET charts as we go, we can see wind mainly on route. Nothing too bad. We've got a little bit of chop throughout this particular area, right the way up to flight level 400. So, sorry, I'm reading the wrong bit. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, icing. Right. So we're going to need some. We're going to need some extra fuel. What should we throw on? I think a ton would be. Well, let's call it 5.5. Sorry, 6.5. 6.5 tons of fuel. That's absolutely plenty. So 6.5 tons of fuel. 6500. We'll get that loaded in real time. Refuelers are now doing their job. Christian, I think I'm on Unicom. Is that who I heard? Is that who was asking for the radio check a moment ago, Christian? If so, I heard you loud and clear, my friend. Right, fuel is loading in. And let's start that APU. 1, 2, 3. And sorted. Right, we'll get that loaded, then we'll get the passengers on board. No jetway tonight, but we do have stairs. That music was a little bit loud. Yeah, strange things going on with the playlist tonight.
Thank you very much.
There's Christian affirming. I can tell there's a delay in the stream with how long ago it seemed like I answered you there, Christian. Okay, so whilst I'm just waiting for that APU to fire up, let's just go and check some essentials down here. Right, so IRS, we should have 3 nav green. Indeed we do. Let's check the aircraft status. Correct engines, valid air cycle. Right, let's do the init requests. So we have got an alternate tonight of, where is it? Echo Bravo Lima Golf. Echo Bravo Lima Golf. Is that Liège, isn't it? And there's a call sign tonight, Alpine 58 November Lima, cost index of 4, flight level 380, temperature is minus 62, and the tropo is 37923. 37923. Right, onto the flight plan. So departure from Bordeaux, we're expecting runway 23 departure tonight, and that is on the 5 Papa departure. And then the arrival into Luxembourg, not too familiar with this, but I believe it's going to be ILS 24, and that's going to be on the Mike Delta 1 Victor. Now, strangely enough, ATC could give us a couple of different options here. So I'm going to pop in the 1 Victor, but if ATC's online, we may get given this one just here, which is the 5 kilo from Mike Delta. So we'll pop in the 1 Victor for now. If we can scroll down and find that. There it is, Mike Delta 1 Victor. And that would be via well, it actually stops at VAVT, which I don't believe is the proper initial approach fix, although it is there. Let me just move the screen, then we can see. Right, so VAVT is a possibility, but then that is what looks like a really long leg that takes us presumably vectored in around to come in at Luxembourg. If we're on the 4 kilo, of course, we then come in via Delta India Kilo, and from there they can bring us in and around from here. So I tell you what we'll do, actually, we will pop in the initial approach fix of Delta India Kilo. Let me just scroll back up to find that, and we'll see what the plan looks like. So this is 480 miles. I've got 470 miles on the operational flight plan, so that's quite good. The RadNav page here in Bordeaux. Do we actually have a VOR on field in Bordeaux? I'm not sure. Let's have a check of the departure chart. for runway 23. It's all RNAV I think here. Oh, there is an ILS. Oh yeah, there we go, Bravo Mike Charlie. That's what we'll pop in, Bravo Mike Charlie. And I also then in the fixes page want to pop in the waypoint DIRAX, and that's for our engine out procedure, DIRAX, 20 miles away, and it is an inbound track of 145, no it isn't, it's an outbound track of 145, so the inbound track is 325 and I'm just popping the reciprocal in there. Right, APU is running. Let me just get the APU bleed on. Give that a minute, then we can start boarding the passengers. Start the timer as well. Red Thread, am I going to be using CPDLC on VATSIM tonight? I can connect, but at the moment there's no ATC here in Bordeaux, so we've no one to connect to at the moment. So then, let's check the zero fuel weight, 60.3. I'm going to check that up against the operational flight plan, 60.3. That is correct. And we've got a trip wind of a headwind of 33. Fuel planning. Aircraft says 4.6, I've got 6.4 on board. Takeoff weight of 66.5. And fuel for the alternate is called at 1.3 tons. Which gives us an extra 33 minutes of flight time. Center of gravity is 24.4. Okay, onto the performance page then. Let's bring up the app. Let me just move my my image view there. So, Bordeaux, Lima Fox Bravo Delta, and that is runway 23. Get the latest METAR, 1023, the QNH, and wind 240 at 10. Runway condition, is it dry? I think it's dry now. It was raining when I first... it's slightly wet. Oh, it is raining now. Okay. Yeah, alright. We'll plump for wet. It's not contaminated, of course. If it was, we'd be going toga. So runway condition is wet. Anti-ice will be off. And our takeoff weight is 66.5 tons. Takeoff CFG was forward. And the flex config 1 packs will be off. And calculate. So... V speeds 145, 145, 146. Thrust reduction is 1151. Acceleration actually is incorrect because this is noise abatement 1 departure here. And this is just little things that we want to get updated in the app before it becomes released. So the acceleration is actually 3151 and engine out acceleration is however correct. Green dot 220. And the engine out procedure, again, this is something we want to get added in there as well. I'm going to use full length for departure today, so flex 69 config 1. So let me pop the V speeds in there just one moment. We've got 145, 145, and what was it? 146. Yep. The transition altitude here in Bordeaux is indeed 5,000 feet. It's going to be a flaps 1 and that flex is 69. Lovely. Okay, passengers can start boarding now, I think, if we get the packs on. 1 and 2.
So you can now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
There we go. I was just checking the main door was open, as the passengers weren't boarding for some reason. Never mind. They are now. Okay, let's do a. Let's get the charts up, and let's do a brief. So, the weather here, apart from it being a little bit wet, visibility is no issue. In fact, what is the actual METAR? I've only got half a story. Oh yeah, so visibility is fine coming in here. Light rain as we expected. Scattered 800. Do you know what? I'm going to use anti-ice, so I'm going to take 5 off the flex for that. So I'm going to change that to 64. I'm going to use anti-ice. It's low miserable cloud, looking at that, 800 feet, broken 1,200. So if we did have to come back in here, it wouldn't be a major issue, and our takeoff weight is below maximum landing weight, so that wouldn't be an issue either. And we can just confirm the arrival procedure, if we had to do that here, would be runway 23 ILS.
Bordeaux, good evening, easy 5.
Yeah, no issues. So with that, we are parked at we're at Alpha 8. So we're at Alpha 8. The aircraft is the type A320 Neo experimental version from fly-by-wire. No attempts to be aware of. Threats to be aware of. Quite minimal around here. Minimum safe altitude as we depart 2,100 feet. No real terrain to speak of. A little bit of unfamiliarity with the airport. It's not one I visit that often, so that could be a minor threat. We just want to be aware of where we're going to go. So let's discuss that in the taxi. We're departing runway 23. We're at stand Alpha 8. So we're going to push back facing northeast, and then we'll be on the Alpha apron. We'll taxi via Whiskey 1 onto Papa 1. So it's going to be Whiskey 1, Papa 1, and that then takes us up to Alpha. So holding point Alpha for runway 23. On departure, let's check. We overfly Bordeaux 230. Let's check that that's listed as an overfly point on our flight plan, actually. Indeed it is, as indicated by the little triangle there. So we've got overfly point of 230,923, no speed restrictions, up to November Bravo, and up to Cognac, November Bravo, and Cognac. Excellent. So all of that looks good, no speed restrictions. Just talk about the emergency brief. So, standard emergency brief. If we have a problem on the taxiway, then I will inform ATC and, of course, stop the aircraft. Inform ATC. If it's a minor issue, then we'll just stop and try and get that sorted there and then. Of course, if it's something a bit more serious, then we'll have to taxi back to the stand. On departure, obviously my takeoff. Any problems or warnings below 100 knots, I'll consider stopping, but after 100 knots up to V1, I'll only stop for the uninhibited ECAM warnings or cautions, engine fire or failure, and that's with or without thrust lost, or of course if I just think the aircraft is unsafe to fly. If that's the case, I'll make the decision and call stop, set max reverse, keep the aircraft nice and straight on the runway, use manual braking, and if I don't think auto brake's doing the job that I expect it to, and if we've had an engine fire warning, I'll attempt to point the aircraft into the wind. Once coming to a stop, stow the reversers, set the parking brakes, and then just ascertain why we've stopped, checking any ECAM failures and fault lights. Once we've established the cause of the failure, I can either complete the ECAM tasks and then vacate the runway. Of course, if it was a fire, then I would consider calling the evacuation checklist, but just make sure we're doing the right thing. So just take a couple of seconds before doing that. I say this quite often on stream. Evacuation usually means someone's going to get hurt going down the slides, so not something you want to do without really thinking that through. Failure after V1, of course, we're then committed to getting the aircraft into the air. If it's an engine failure, I'll fly using a standard technique, 12.5 degree pitch, and then following SRS. Use the rudder to counteract any yaw, and then once we've got positive rate of climb, get that gear up, trim out the yaw, and once we're nicely trimmed, I can then engage the autopilot. We're doing a flex takeoff today, so toga will be available if it looks like we're going to need it. Standard engine out procedure, so we can pull that heading bug nice and early so we don't fly the SID. We can just continue straight out, and once we've got the engine secure and we're above the single engine acceleration altitude, then we can push the level off, accelerate, retract flaps on schedule, and then at green dot pull open climb and set maximum continuous thrust. Once we've got to 1,700 feet, we're going to turn to our holding point, which is Dirac. It's a left-hand turn. The inbound track is 325. Once we enter the hold, we can then decide what we're going to do. Right. Hopefully everyone's happy with that. I'm still waiting for last few passengers to board, and then we'll be on our way. So whilst I'm waiting for those passengers to board, let's get the fuel pumps turned on. Refueling is complete. Seatbelt signs are on. External power can now go. And just want to double check that fuel's all nicely balanced, which it is. And let's run the before start checklist to the line. So our cockpit preparation is all complete. Signs are on and auto. ADIRS, we checked 3 nav green. Fuel quantity is 6480, set and balanced. FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1023 at 170 feet. So the performance calculator is, as I said a little bit earlier, still being worked on. I'm hoping to release that within the next 3 weeks or so. We just want to try and add a few more things to it. So some of the major airports have got things like all the engine out procedures, etc., correct thrust reduction acceleration values, and there's a few corrections as well that we can make to improve the accuracy of the flex temps. At the moment everything is quite conservative, so the idea is you'll never roll off the end of the runway. But this is a nice long runway here at Bordeaux anyway, so what is it? We've got, if we're using full length, it's 3,100 metres. So yeah, it's always going to be quite a high flex for that. Let's just see how we're doing, guys. I think we're nearly about ready to go. So just to speed things up, I'm going to get the ground crew into position, so let's just call them now.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
We can turn the tablet off as well, as that just saves a little bit of GPU power. William, how do you set the flex takeoff in the A320? If you're doing a flex takeoff, that needs to be popped into your performance page, and it should be just popped in just there. If you haven't got a calculator though that's accurate though, I would always recommend Toga.
Doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed. Standing by for pushback.
My ground crew is in position. And all passengers are now on board.
Ground, please cancel pushback operation.
Oh,
Roger. Pushback canceled.
don't cancel pushback operation, come back.
Ladies and
Cockpit to
gentlemen,
ground.
welcome on board our EasyJet service.
Ground. Stand by.
Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you.
Bordeaux, hello, Easy 57 Kilo Charlie, stand Alpha 5. Now we're pushing back on Whiskey 2 facing east.
Help us ensure a prompt departure. We would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining passengers. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thank you. Cabin crew, please bound door. Cross check. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft. We're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing EasyJet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Okay, ground crew is in position. We're going to announce our pushback. Let's just have a quick look outside, check that no one is in our way. Bordeaux traffic Alpine 58 November Lima, pushing back from stand Alpha 8, facing northeast. Let's get the beacon light on. Start the timer. Acupressure is in the green.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
Can't turn down
We'll start in
the
the sequence.
can't turn down the brightness of the standby instrument. That's strange. That's a new one. Not seen that before. Right, let's start the engines. Paranoia check. APU bleed is on. Engine masters to start, and starting engine 1. Yeah, can't turn down the brightness on the standby instrument. Can I turn it up? I can turn it up but not turn it down. Weird. Never mind. This is a real-world flight as well, guys, so it has featured on Flight Radar 24 for anyone that likes to track real
Ladies and
aircraft.
gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start.
The aircraft behind Easy 57 Kilo Charlie, we're taxiing now. Runway 235, exit 2, and
Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube.
Okay, pushback.
There is a
completed.
light
Please
and
enter
whistle
parking
for
brake.
attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children.
Parking brake
Your
set.
tray table must now be stowed, armrests
Startup
down,
is complete.
window
You may
blinds
disconnect.
open, and seatbelt
Roger.
fastened.
Good engine start.
We
Cleared
wish you
to
a
disconnect.
pleasant
See
flight
you at
with
the side.
EasyJet.
Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, pushback's complete. That wasn't a bad one, was it, actually? Getting better at this this pushing back. So apologies if I am missing questions in the chat. Once we're up to cruise, then please do ask your questions again.
Alpha 9, pushing back on Whiskey 1 after the taxi in EasyJet.
And Red Thread, thank you for reminding me. The information at the top is not loaded, is it? There we go. That should come up now.
And Easy 464 is going to push back and start facing northeast, stand Alpha 11 after the passing company jet passes from right to left.
Engine number 2 is stable.
And Bordeaux traffic, Easy 57 Kilo Charlie, holding short runway 23, Bordeaux traffic.
APU bleed can come off. anti-ice coming on. APU master is off. And spoilers, rudder, flaps, set the trim. And have to start checklist. Anti-ice is on. Ecom status is checked. Pitch trim is 24.4 and rudder trim 0. I think that rain's getting a little heavier, isn't it? Bordeaux traffic Alpine 58 November Lima, currently on Whiskey 1, taxiing now. We'll give way to any preceding traffic. Taxiing Whiskey 1 onto Papa, holding point Alpha for runway 23.
Border traffic, ED57 Kilo Charlie 9, waiting runway 23. Border traffic.
So just a flight control check as well. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral.
By the Charlie November Alpha 5, Papa departure, border traffic.
Have we just lost Streamlabs?
Bordeaux traffic A320, line up and wait runway 23 behind the departing EasyJet A320.
Did we just have a moment then? I think we just had a moment, didn't we? I think Streamlabs just dropped out and then came back in. I did panic for a moment. What airline is that, by the way? Anyway, I will continue doing what we were doing now. Whew, that was scary. Well, whilst I'm stood still, TL config, and we'll get the radars all turned on. I was in the middle of doing the PEDS check as well, wasn't I? So no change to the performance. We've now got anti-ice on. Engine out procedure. It's a left turn 1700 feet standard. Departure Cognac 5 Papa, and stop altitude is flight level 70. Let's continue, shall we? Before takeoff, checklist then to the line. Flight controls are checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting is config 1. And set FMAN takeoff data 145 blue, 146 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 7000 blue, flex 64. Transponder set, ecam memo, takeoff, no blue, EFB is stowed. Christian, I can't stop and crash there because you'd be stuck behind me. Yes. Apologies for that, guys. Not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, border traffic is E57 Kilo Charlie, the right hand turn out the Charlie November Alpha 5 after departure.
As annoying as things like that are, if I have to take the choice between Streamlabs crashing for a second or the flight sim crashing, I'll take Streamlabs every day of the week.
Bordeaux traffic A324, taking off from runway 23, Charlie November Alpha 5 Papa, departure.
And Bordeaux traffic Alpine 58 November Lima, lining up runway 23 behind the departing Air France. Lining up behind.
That station calling again, unreadable.
We seem to be having some connection problems tonight, guys, so my apologies for that, and thank you for sticking with us. nothing I can do about that because I'm not getting any issues at my end. CD55, thank you so much for your very kind tip, particularly as we're not doing things seamlessly this evening. Let's get airborne and see what we can do to try and fix that. But thank you very much, CD55. Really, really kind of you. Do appreciate that. Before takeoff checklist below the line, camera is secured.
Traffic Alpine 4483, how do you read now?
Engine mode selector is normal. TCAS TRA. I've not yet got the packs off.
Alpine 4483, taxi into runway 23 from gate Lima 5.
We'll pop the packs off now. So now packs are off, anti-ice is on. Yeah, very frustrating when things like that happen, isn't it? Really annoying. I'm wondering if there's an issue with the Streamlabs server. It says that it's not supplying enough data to YouTube to get a nice smooth stream. So, are you guys having it buffer at all? If it does disappear, then stick with me and I will try and fix that. So I will be back, don't worry. And Alpine 58 November Lena, Bordeaux traffic runway 23, just waiting another 60 seconds for separation. Then we'll depart runway 23 on the Cognac 5 Papa. So we can see the aircraft in front of us also taking the same standard instrument departure as us. I think we're causing a traffic jam. Who have we got? Fellow EasyJet, got a Lufthansa as well. Right then, I think it's time to get airborne. Bordeaux traffic, Alpine 58 November Lima, departing runway 23. Okay, let's just reset the chrono and take off.
Bordeaux traffic, Easy 464 will line up behind departing
50%
EasyJet and we'll wait 2 minutes for separation.
Release parking brake. And set takeoff thrust. And flex SRS. I love watching the rain roll up the windshield. A little bit of right rudder just coming in to keep us on that centre line. Checked. And V1, rotate. Right, just on that primary flight display can come down a little bit. I can't see the flight directors. So remember, we don't accelerate until 3,151 feet, and we'll have climb thrust coming in about 100 feet's time. So still keeping our oh, things not working well for me tonight, are they, on the old stream? How strange. Anyway, we're just through the first turn, no ATC around, so we've just cleared ourselves flight level 200, set standard pressure, thrust climb, open climb, flight level 200 blue. We've got both packs are now on. Let's see how long this connection lasts for, shall we? We'll just ding the cabin crew.
And Lufthansa 999, we are waiting 1 more minute for separation.
Can't see stars, so
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
please
leaving
keep your
the
seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt
leaving the
sign is
anti-ice on for the time
We
being.
recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Coming up on 10,000 feet, then let's get the lights off. And we can also check.
Lufthansa 999 departing runway 23 via the Cognac 5 Papa departure.
Level 380. That's no problem for us, so let's continue our climb up. Flight level 380. And 380 blue.
Bordeaux traffic, Alpine 4483 lining up, runway 23.
I'm wondering if Streamlabs needs to be updated. It's causing more and more issues, sadly. Which is a shame, because I really like the setup of it. All the little alerts and things that you get when you guys obviously subscribe or are kind enough with the super chats and things and channel members. It is really nice, but it is causing some issues. Let's just say Streamlabs goes wrong far more often than the Airbus. Although that departure didn't look right tonight. I'm going to have to go back and look at that after the stream's finished. Oh, and right on cue. Hello, HD.
Bordeaux traffic, Alpine 4483 is holding runway 23, 1 minute for clearance.
What was the big mistake? Well, that's interesting. Let's see. Oh, there could have been a number of them. Not keeping the nose up was mine. I followed the flight directors. I'm not so sure I should have done that. Did we overfly Bordeaux 230? I think autopilot was on by that point. I would have expected it to. It did have overfly point listed as well in the flight plan page. Have to put us out of our misery there, HD. So we're now just passing November Bravo. Did someone just say that ATC was not available in Luxembourg? Oh well, never mind. Seatbelt sign's coming off. Still can't see stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good question, HG. What happened at 1,000 feet that shouldn't have happened? There's an ominous question. Okay, I'm going back to the noise abatement stuff. So the thrust reduction was 1,151 feet. We got the thrust reduction. Acceleration was 3,151. We shouldn't have put the nose down, but the flight directors commanded that we did. So I'm quite confused there. Presumably we should have ignored the flight directors. But if that is the case, that is a real shame, because fly-by-wire have had this absolutely nailed on, so I'm hoping that's not a bug. We've had that all working perfectly before. Oh, what did the FMA say at 1,000 feet? What was the second one? Did it not have SRS? It didn't have SRS. I don't recall seeing SRS. Did it just have climb? Ugh. Not good. Here's me now quickly trying to wind back the stream on a portable device to find out. Maybe I did, looking back now, maybe I did forget to amend the acceleration altitude. I'm going to have to go back and... In fact, so I'm sure someone here in the chat can roll that back to find out. Did I not put in the acceleration value of 3151? Which I'll slap myself if that's the case, because I've got it scribbled down in front of me. Well, I've got it written out in front of me. Gav, good morning. Christian, your aircraft stayed at SRS. It's got to have been me. HD, if it does that and you realise you forgot to set the XL correctly, what would you do? Ignore the flight directors. And I knew where the acceleration value was, 3151, so keep it pitched up, presumably, and just maintain V2 plus 10 or 15 knots. What's the easiest way to keep the flight directors pointing up? Pull speed. As a stock answer. Oh, there we go. I got that in just before HD's message popped up. But only fractionally, I'll be honest. Those that have and those that will. Christian got it at... I'm going to say, Christian, you got that at the same time as HD, so well done, sir. I still do not see any clouds. Sorry, any stars. This must be one heck of a thick cloud layer. Do you know what? I'm going to blame the performance calculator here for not having all the correct data in. Because here we go. Let me just bring this back up. Yeah. Well, there you go. Thrust reduction acceleration. Even though I checked it against the real one, because I knew that all this information hadn't been inputted into the app yet. I knew it was going to be a noise abatement 1. So yeah, it should have been 3151. But there you go. HD, what's the temp? Which one? J-Hog, poor excuse. It may be, but I'm sticking with it. It's the only one I can come up with. Anti-ice off in the calculator. It was, and then I decided after checking that METAR where the ceiling was, I think it was 800 feet. I popped that back on. Although, what was the temperature? Was it 10 degrees? No, we probably didn't need it. Although 10 degrees, you're going to lift up. By the time you're 1,000 feet up, that's going to have dropped below 10. So, anti-ice on or off? That's there's a judgment call for that one. J-Hog, you blame my dad. Yeah, I blame him too. If I can blame anyone else, I'll take it. Christian, the SIGMET charts even said moderate icing until flight 190. Yeah, we discussed that as well pre-departure, didn't we? We've still got them on. Although SAT is now -48, I think we can get rid of those. I'm just starting to see some clouds as well, which is nice. Finally. There we are. Now breaking out of the clouds. That was certainly a long climb up, wasn't it? Really long climb up, actually. In a nice thick cloud layer. Yeah, old novice pilot is listening. Oh well, good. Christian, in the cruise we may check the start of the... oh, if you're on about the arrivals, yeah, I need to check those because I don't know Luxembourg at all, so I need to scroll through those charts just to see what we're going to do. Barry says, glad you're not me. HD's interrogation was intense. They are, but you know, usually for good reason. And we learn. Got to learn. The main thing is learning from mistakes. And not repeating them. Now look at that crosswind. Looking at the crosswind, I'm also thinking, why is my aircraft not on that green line? Let's just tell it to go back direct to Bordeaux, shall we? That's better. Back on nav mode. Couple of thousand feet to go and we shall be at cruise. Jet2 fan, can you request Birmingham to Edinburgh? 45-minute flight. I do take requests, but I normally do reserve those for the channel members, just to as a thank you for the support they show us. Brian, yeah, there was a double waypoint in there. Which, when we checked the route, I don't recall seeing. Oh well. Could be another pilot error. There's been a couple of those so far this evening. Now, see, my real excuse is spending the last hour stood outside, freezing cold, while my lad plays football. The brain just doesn't function properly in those temperatures, and I'm not quite defrosted yet. I'm sure many a parent in the chat will know exactly what I'm talking about. Roll on the summer. But the sun's shining as well. Thankfully we're not at the stage yet where we have to get up early on a Sunday morning for football matches. Brian, I had the double waypoint show at the end of SIDS a lot. They do, and it's just part of the fly-by-wire system at the moment. Jayhog, the answer's done back in and you've played nurse all day. I can't think of any worse nurse, to be honest with you, Jayhog. Oh, 5, no. What we got? Yeah, about 500 feet to go. Right, we'll do our top of climb checks when we get there in a moment. Oh, Barry, thank you so much, Barry, for your very kind £5 super chat there, Barry, saying really enjoy these streams and the amount of knowledge I get from everyone on the chat. Thank you, Barry, really do appreciate that. Very, very kind of you as well. Thank you for your continued support, Barry, to the channel. We're at MacAlt Cruise now, so let's just set that. And then we've got, we'll do a fuel check at Bockno. 45 miles to go there. Christian says a lot of ATC just came online. Did they? Can we expect a ping any minute? So let's have a look at some en route weathers for our flight this evening. Touch wood, Streamlabs seems to be behaving a little bit now, so that's nice. Oh, is Eurocontrol online? Oh wow, there it is. Eurocontrol West is online. What is it? 13525. This is going to be so busy.
Eurocontrol, good evening. Tomjet 386 with you, flight level 350.
Eurocontrol, good evening. Lufthansa 999er, flight level 360 for flight level 380, CPDLC.
Tomjet 386, radar contact flight level 350.
Eurocontrol, how are you doing? This is the Air France 2 November Tango 50330.
Air France 2 November Tango, Eurocontrol, hello, Squawk 0601.
0601 on Squawk.
We can also contact them using
Eurocontrol, EV464 with you.
the ATC menu.
Flight level 380.
The code is Echo Uniform Romeo Whisker.
Eurocontrol, good day. Lufthansa 2 Alpha, flight level 350 with you, sir, for the lake caller.
That's a 201 Alpha, Eurocontrol, good evening. Squawk 0602.
Oh, no hobby connection. Really? What is that? Oh, I know why. You have to turn it on every single time.
Say it again, please, for Lufthansa 2 Alpha.
I do keep forgetting about that. Now we're connected. Try again.
Squawk 0602, Lufthansa 201 Alpha.
Squawk 0602.
Eurocontrol, good evening, Alpine 4483 with you, passing flight level 325 for 360.
Alpine 4483, Eurocontrol, Squawk 0603.
Squawk 0603, Alpine 4483.
Good evening, Alpine 58 November Lima, flight level 380 inbound Bordeaux.
Alpine 58 November Lima Eurocontrol Squawk 0604.
0604, Alpine 58 November Lima.
Eurocontrol, good evening, Lufthansa 999, flight level 380, direct Bordeaux.
Lufthansa 999 Eurocontrol, hello, Squawk 0605.
Squawk 0605, Lufthansa 999.
Are we connected? I believe so. He's accepted our connection. Particularly when something like one of the Eurocontrols come on. The CPDLC is really, really useful.
Eurocontrol, easy 464 with you, flight level 380.
Now,
easy 464
let's have a look at the weather information that we received as well.
0607, easy 464.
So currently we've got good visibility, bit of light rain in Luxembourg. Paris is again bit of light rain.
Lufthansa 1167 Eurocontrol.
Winds are getting up in Paris though a little bit later on. 22025, that would be okay.
Eurocontrol reference 221 passing 300.
That communication sounds a little bit staticky, doesn't it? Right, let's have a look at these arrival charts for Luxembourg.
Continue climbing 2310, reference 221.
So we're going to be doing the ILS runway 24. Mike Delta 1 Victor is what we've currently got in, which takes us to VATSIM.
5890 Eurocontrol, hello, radar contact flight level 290.
I'm just going to scroll through all of these to see if there's any that may look a little better, particularly if we don't have ATC. So the 5 kilo brings us in via Delta India Kilo. That brings us then in and around according to the chart. And then from Delta India Kilo, Betax is one of the initial approach points. And here we go. What's this? What's this one? The VNAV transition for runway 06. Do we have one presumably for runway 24 as well? Let's see, that's runway 06, runway 24. Oh, here we go.
KLM 245 Eurocontrol, hello, radar contact flight level 380.
So the VAVT 2 Sierra, I think it is. And our initial fix looks to be Lima X-ray 241 or 24 Fox. Let's have a look.
Eurocontrol, good evening, Ryanair 6371, flight level 300 with you.
So at the moment we go
6371 Eurocontrol.
VAVT, and we've got the DIK in there. Let's have a look at changing that then. So ILS 24, and what's the name of this RNAV transition? It's VAVT 2 Sierra. I don't think, will that be in here? No, don't think it will be. So it is going to be the Mike Delta 1 Victor, which then takes us to VAVT. Unpin that one. Oh, unpin that, we don't want that. That's Mike Delta. Just check the veer. Is Vavat in there? Here we go. And I haven't got the option of any transitions, so if we pop that in, where does that take us to? Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Let me have a look now at what that looks like. Scroll through this. Ooh. That's semi-interesting. Now there was 2 Vavets in there, wasn't there? I wonder if we need the second one.
589 Quebec, ready for descent.
So this has taken us the northern route. We probably want the southern route. So let me try again.
589 Quebec, thank you.
So the 1 Victor via the second Vavet. Insert that.
We're still in your airspace.
Tomjet 386, take on.
That's the one. Yeah, 6962 Brady, 243, 241 and 24 Fox. Lovely. Yeah, that's correct. It's just obviously not showing a true line at the moment because we're too fast. HD, we could just type all the waypoints in. I could, but I'm lazy, and I knew, I got a feeling if I clicked on that second Vavet, it was going to give me the second route. Question for you though. Obviously we'd got two Vavets in there, one for the north, one for the south. Would there usually be something in the box there to tell you which one is which, or would it actually just be a trial and error? As Christian says, the upper one was the northern, and then the lower one was the southern. Just wondering if there should be something there to actually help that, or is that common knowledge? The top one is northern, bottom one's southern. It may be like that. I don't know. I'll let you type a wonderful reply. Right, the next thing I want to do is work out where I want to be and when. 4,000 feet at 243 looks good to me. What's our platform altitude, just out of interest for this approach? That's 3,000 feet, so yeah. That's the one. That's a lot of static on the comms just there, isn't it? Okay, so our top of descent is going to be about 100, and we've got the headwind with us. Call that 100 miles away. HD, it should be a transition on the right hand side of the arrivals page. Well, again, that's what I was looking for. I was clicking on the transition button, but nothing was appearing, so presumably that's just a simism. But never mind. It's there, isn't it? As said, none. Let's put our top of descent in there. So we'll go to our flight plan, we'll go to our fixes page. Oh, no we won't. Let's try the left line side key. Fix info. It's LX243. And we're going to do that, call it 105 miles. The wind will help us slow down as well. And that's our top of descent. Let's have a quick look.
Contract 386, should we have time to leave cockpit, please?
And we're about 160 track miles away. Maybe a tad more.
Tomjet 386 standby. I'll hand you over because you're going to be leaving my sector shortly, and then I'll ask Paris. Just give me a sec.
Roger.
So, if Paris is online, we should get ATC most of the way there, just not for the final little bit, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. Peter Scarab, I'm so sorry, I'm late as well. Thank you so much, Peter, for for another kind donation after yesterday, Peter. Honestly, your generosity excels.
Hello,
Thank you so much for your continued support of the channel, Peter.
We're with you now,
Have you been on the first day of your new job today, Peter? HD, you think all the on-air transitions are in the box, we've just got to hunt them out and find them. Yeah, perhaps not quite as intuitive, is it, as real world. Anyway, need to do a fuel check. We'll check that out in a moment.
Portugal 642, Eurocontrol. Hello, radar contact from handover, flight level 380.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, just to let you know that we've reached our cruising altitude for today and we're not anticipating any major delays or bad weather ahead, so we should be arriving on time as planned. The cabin crew will now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the
Lufthansa 201 Alpha requesting descent.
we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Lufthansa 201 Alpha, descend, flight level 240, monitor Unicom 122, that's right, correct.
Descent from level 240, monitor Unicom 122, decimal lane. Thanks for service, have a great night, bye-bye.
Thank you, bye-bye.
So I am just looking now to see what extra fuel we should have on. Plug was 5.6, I took 6.5, so 9, 10, 11. 1.1 tons extra, and at Vanad, what should we have? Vanad should be about 4.3. I've got 4.6, so fuel's fine.
Alpha, squawk 0611.
0611.
Nick, first time using this CPDLC, do you get a noise or sound if there's a message for us? You're doing the real aircraft. I don't know about the fly-by-wire.
I'm sorry, decimal 3, go back.
Control, good evening. Can I 08 Victor Delta, flight level 340.
Scenario 8 Victor Delta, Eurocontrol. Hello, squawk 0612.
0612, scenario 08 Victor Delta.
Okay, it's like an old telephone ring. Yes, it is. First time I heard it, it scared the life out of me.
Air France 2.
And I heard a great story the other day
221, sorry, yeah, descent.
from another real life 320 pilot.
That's right, come on.
The first time they heard it, they were rolling down the runway. They hit V1, or it was just about 5 knots before V1, and it went bing, and did its usual brr, brr sound that it makes. I can't think of a scarier time to get that call. I don't know if you can see it. Let's have a quick look.
Requesting flight level 420.
This is what should light up. ATC, the ATC call button just there. That is what should light up. I don't know if that's replicated here in the fly-by-wire.
KLM 245, climb flight level 420 rather.
KLM 245, climb flight level 420.
Can't believe HD just asked me to turn the lights up. Right, let's do a quick plan of arrival, shall we? So we know we want to be 4,000 feet by 243. We're going to be green dot as well, 243. Flaps 1 as we leave 243, getting down to 3,000 feet, and then flaps 2 with the ILS. Other things to bring into the scan then, so it's going to be a runway 24, is it? Yeah, runway 24 arrival. We are expecting the Mike Delta 5 kilo, and it is the Vavat 2 Sierra transition.
Eurocontrol on Mike with you at flight level 270, climbing 350.
Just scribbling all these down so if ATC is around, we're not surprised by anything that they tell us.
Through 270, climb flight level 350.
Continue climb, 270.
Transition altitude is 4,500 feet.
Eurocontrol,
Platform altitude 3,000 feet. MSA is 3,400 if we're coming in.
22
And according
miles
to the
Bordeaux
visibility,
with
it's
you.
still Cat 1, so it is going to be 1413.
Station call, I'll call you back. Air France
ILS is
6240, send flight level
10.7. Airfield elevation 1213. Missed approach at 8 miles. It's a right hand turn to the Delta India
Eurocontrol
Kilo
with Aviaco
VOR.
219er, flight level 233, 29 to Bordeaux with you.
Climbing to 4,000. That 4,000 though is after the turn, isn't it? So initially it's climbed to 3,000 and then 4,000 after the turn.
Squawk 06154,
It's in sector
Aviaco
238
219er.
radial to Delta India Kilo. Sorry, I've read that wrong. Ignore that. That was complete rubbish. We fly on the 238 radial outbound, and then it's 8.7 miles from Lux, or 8 miles. We've actually got a waypoint there. We can just use that. We'll pop that on. We make a right hand turn to climb to Delta India Kilo. Let's pop all that information
3 November Tango, climb flight level 340.
and build up our missed approach. You never know if we might need it. So, fix this page.
3 November Tango, contact Paris now 128.3.
128.3. Thanks, have a good evening, Air France 2 November Tango.
Delta 238 India, I believe that is. It's not a 1. And then from there, let's just pop in the Delta India Kilo as well. As this is a family show, I'm doing my utmost best not to call out the name of that VOR and just spell it out.
Good evening, Santa. Speedbird 255 Charlie with you. Flight level 360.
So Peter, you've started your started by making a 14-day shift plan. More administration work than anything, but it comes with the pay grade. That's it. You're now a pencil pusher as opposed to a tin pusher. All shall be worth it in your retirement, I'm sure. There we go. There's the missed approach point, and then we turn to Delta India Kilo. Now this is interesting, and if HD is on, just wake up a sec. So, we obviously can't do holds at the moment in the fly-by-wire, but let's just say, if we had to, let me just pull up a different chart here. Yeah, okay. So, let's say that we did have to do a go-around, and then enter the hold at Delta India Kilo, or Dijkrich. Not sure if that's pronounced right. If we were to do this then, we'd obviously fly the missed approach, the go around. We'd then fly upwards, so we're headed northbound up to the holding point here. What we would need to do is presumably we'd do a parallel entry then, which the real aircraft would sort out all on its own. So oh, actually the holds are working. What am I on about? They are working, but they wouldn't be working in the go-around. Or they would, but I would have to very quickly program it. I can't program them sort of if they worked, if we did a go-around. I could only program the go-around in if I'd got this currently in the flight plan, which I don't because you can't add the go-around track. But essentially what we would then do is fly up, would then fly a parallel entry to come back in and round, and then enter the hold. It would be nice to see if I could actually get that programmed in, but I can't do it because you can't do anything at the end of the flight plans. So we'd have to sort of, I don't know, maybe pop it in, do a direct, and then once we got it on the flight plan page, enter the hold information there. At least we'd know what to do if anything went wrong. Right, we've been airborne now for 43 minutes. We should be on the ground in a little over half an hour. Brit BFG, one of the missed approaches and go-arounds being added to fly-by-wire navigator. I've no idea. I mean, where they get that information from, again, I have no idea. You think of all the different runways and procedures in the whole world, and every one of them has a go-around procedure and a go-around track that somehow would need adding into a database. Now, I don't know if Navigraph data has that. Because if Navigraph data has that, then it just needs coding in. He says it just needs coding in. I don't know if that... I'm sure it's not quite as simple as that. But if the Navigraph data has all those go-around information, pieces of information in there, and you use a Navigraph database, like I am, like many of us are, then yeah, it will come. It will come eventually. It's not like it's got to manually be entered in there. Now, is ATC still online, or have they disappeared? Oh yeah, they are online. It's just very quiet. Now I believe we pass over. Do we fly through Paris airspace? Because they were online, unless they've gone off now. So obviously we're not going to get them. Oh yeah, I think Paris has gone offline. Just Reims is online. I can hear them chatting away via text, so Eurocontrol West is indeed online. They only control up to flight level 240 though, so we'll get a descent clearance from them, but after that we're going to be on our own. HD says, you think Navigraph would have that information in there, so it's no different to Citizen Stars? Well, exactly. I think it's just a case of getting it actually implemented into the aircraft. Ace Airstream, Tallest has the missed approach tracks in the 319, 320. Yeah, Tallest does. Even the old Aerosoft in FSX used to have it. I would imagine any payware aircraft that comes out for Microsoft Flight Simulator will have it as well, because it's kind of an essential feature, something that that you see. Essential might be the wrong word, but if you want to get as close to real life as possible, then yeah, you would expect that to be there. Let's just look at a couple more things then after we've arrived, because I don't know this airport. Let's just have a quick look. Arrival speed restrictions: do not exceed 180 knots at the final approach fix, final approach point. Comply with speed restrictions as requested by ATC. Radio communication failure.
Good evening, Eurocenter.
Outline 4483, contact
We are ready for taxi.
CDA.
Tango outbound to Manchester.
Or CDO, as it's called here. Is that different to a CDA? Oh, did you hear that ring then? That was us. There we go, ATC. I thought it was this light that lit up, not this one. Contact 1283.
075, Eurocontrol standby. Alpine 4483, contact Paris on 128.3, goodbye.
Alpine 4483, could you say again, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Contact Paris 128.3, goodbye.
Paris 128.3, bye now. Cheers.
Want to do... Oh, come on.
We
We want Wilco and send. 1283.
And Kilo Charlie for sequencing, turn left heading 040.
For sequencing left to 040, easy 57 Kilo Charlie.
Paris Control, good evening, Alpine 58 November Lima, flight level 380. And I have no idea where I'm inbound.
Alpine 58 November Lima, bonsoir, identified.
Inbound Lekos, however pronounce that.
Paris Control, good evening, Alpine 4483, flight level 360.
Alpine 4483, bonsoir, identified.
We could also contact them as well on here. Just before that,
and have a nice evening.
Not 5 Papa, thanks for
we'll
flying.
close that, and I'll just send off a weather request for our arrival information.
419, join Bravo, gate of choice.
Taxi via Bravo to gate of my choice with 419. English control agency A6 number 1, good evening, flight level 240.
Lima Fox Echo Echo.
Egypt 619, avance, bonsoir, climb 340.
340, flight level Egypt 6.
KLM 71 Quebec, contact Swiss radar 12805.
12875, KLM 71 Quebec, thanks.
Yeah, so HD, I thought this was the ATC call button. I know it's also the red auto auto land button. Might have a word with you about that later.
228 Foxtrot established, 15.
ED28 Fox, thank you, surface winds reporting 110 degrees 05 knots. Runway 15, clear to land.
Hey, Dr. Magic. Yeah, all going well, thank you.
ED28 Foxtrot.
Brits BFG, I could not possibly comment.
Het is weer van Alpha, die kan studie zijn.
Let's check out the
57 Kilo Charlie, thank you, proceed
weather
direct Mike Delta.
that we've just requested.
Proceed direct Mike Delta for 85 Kilo Charlie, no worries.
So, currently we've got 210 knots. Temperature is 5.
Level 220.
QNH 101.
220, Thanks, Patrol. Good evening. Easy 464 with you. We're at flight level 380, direct to Charlie Tango Lima.
Easy 464, bonsoir.
That would be Nick.
Air France 2 November Tango, descend now, level 160.
Descend level 160, Air France 2 November Tango.
Setting the standby QNH now, because I always forget when we're heading down. So that's now set 1012. Let's get that information into the perf page. So QNH 1012. Temperature is plus 5.
So it's 419, thanks
Winds,
for flying and goodbye.
210 at 14. And the barrow is 1413.
France Control, good evening, Lufthansa 999, flight level 380, direct Lagos.
Lufthansa 999, bonsoir.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an EasyJet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make...
ED28 Foxtrot will be vacated by Delta.
ED28 Foxtrot, thank you, Delta, join Bravo, gate of choice.
Delta, join Bravo, and will be stand 2.
Easy 28 Fox, if not already given, winds 110 degrees, 05 knots, runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land, 15, easy 28 Fox.
Paris, target 386, back in cockpit.
So just reading some of the charts here for our arrival. As never been here before.
190 to reach Bravo Lima Mike, Tomjet 386.
Air France 654, nothing further. Monitor Unicom 122.8.
What is for Air France 624?
Air France 624, if nothing further.
Let's see how we can expect to vacate the runway. Goodness me, that's long. I used to think Berlin's was long. So let's see then. I would hope we can vacate via Delta 2. Foxtrot at a push. After Delta 2, past the control tower, and that takes us to the main terminal. One of these stands, presumably Alpha or Bravo.
Alpine 4483 for sequencing, turn left heading 290.
Turn left 290, Alpine 4483.
Looks like a very cloudy arrival today.
That's a very good evening, runner 7 Hotel Charlie for level 380 Delta Papa X.
HD is one of the longest in Europe.
Ryanair 7 Hotel Charlie.
We really shouldn't miss it then, should we?
122.8.
Roger that, stay with Unicom 7 Hotel Charlie, thank you.
You parked on Alpha 2 last time you were there. How on earth can you possibly remember that unless you were there yesterday? I mean, that's a crazy memory. That's the sort of stuff that you remember, which is completely useless. I have a lot of that stuff in my mind, according to my wife. So we're going to request our descent shortly. Mark, small country, big runway. Maybe they are compensating for something. Might need medium auto brake and full reverse with this one. I might just let it roll to the end of the runway, see what happens. Christian, there are many cargo Lux 747s, of course. Yeah, it's a huge cargo airport, isn't it, Luxembourg? But one day HD, that stuff might not be useless.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start.
Easy 28 Foxtrot, wicked.
If you could please make sure that all the...
Easy 28 Foxtrot to the left, join Bravo, gate of choice.
Click my choice, thank you. Easy 28 Foxtrot.
Most appreciated. A reminder for our EasyJet pilot members that free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however...
Tomjet 386, contact straight now, frequency 128.05.
Okay, we're not getting a descent, so we will ask.
120 yeah.
And Alpine 58 November Lima, request descent, please.
Alpine 58 November Lima, descent level 160, rate 2000.
Level 160, rate 2000, Alpine 58 November Lima. Okay, so we're in thrust idle and 2,000 feet per minute. Level 160 blue.
Control, did you say 691?
Egypt 691, hello.
Request flight level 380, Egypt 691.
Egypt 691, approved, climb level
we could wheelie it all the way to the end. By wheelie, I presume you don't mean on 2 wheels, do you? Or 8 wheels, as it would be. Is it 8 wheels? I honestly can't remember. It's not a double bogey, is it?
DZ464 is requesting descent.
Easy 464 descend level 160, rate 2000.
HD, that is a good
Flight
shout.
level 160,
2000
rate
could potentially be a
2000,
minimum. We want to check so we're not high,
44.
because at the moment that's not a great descent rate when our ground speed is 462. And Alpine 58 November Lima, just confirm is 2000 our minimum descent rate?
AFM, maintain 2000.
Sorry, just broke up there. Please repeat, Alpine 58 November Lima.
AFM, maintain 2000 feet.
Maintaining 2000 feet per minute, Alpine 58 November Lima. Right, so this is 2000 feet per minute.
Alpine 443, direct Mike Delta.
Direct Mike Delta, Alpine 4483.
Well, I'm not entirely sure, because when I asked if that was the minimum, he affirmed that, and then said maintain minus 2000 feet per minute. Very strange. Resume on navigation. Oh, okay, we'll go. Right, well, if we're on our own navigation, presumably we're on our own after Unicorn. So, I'm going to pull open descent. Thrust idle, open descent. Let's head down.
Thanks, easy, tow.
And speed 270 knots.
Lufthansa 999, reaching top of descent.
Lufthansa 999, descend, level 160, rate 2000.
Descending flight level 160, 2000 feet per minute, Lufthansa 999.
So yeah, we're on our own now. We're gonna monitor. I'm gonna monitor that profile and see how we're doing. I'll earn a strange clearance. Yes, probably one of the weirder ones I've had. Mark, you've never heard a controller give a descent rate before. It happens in Germany a lot, doesn't it? The Germans do this quite a bit. Oh, HD's just said what I've just said. Not often I get in there before HD. Track mileage left, what we got? 84. I'm going to wind that speed up. I can't see anything on TCAS in front of us, and I want to get down.
Reims, bonsoir, Swiss 736, passing flight level 130 for 240, inbound Luna.
Swiss 736, bonsoir, climb level 340.
340.
Peter, will our navigation cover VNAV as well? Yes, it would do.
Aircraft 2 November Tango, Unicorn, bye.
Basically, he's just handing us over to Unicorn.
Have a good evening, everyone. 2 November Tango.
You too.
So we've got 79 track miles to go, flight level 270.
Alpine 58 November Lima on conversion, speed 280 knots.
Oh. 280 knots for Alpine 58 November Lima.
Easy 464 on conversion, speed 270 knots.
On conversion, speed 270 knots.
Right, well, this just become a little bit more complicated. So resuming on navigation clearly doesn't mean that he's done with us.
Alpine 4483, when ready, descend to reach Mike Delta, level 160.
Descend to reach Mike Delta 160, easy 4483, roger.
However, given the information he has just given us, I'm not going to stick to that speed restriction at Vavat. 71 miles to go. I'm really just on the cusp of the profile at the moment.
Swiss 736, proceed direct Soral.
Direct Soral, Swiss 736, and we will be with you with CPDLC shortly.
Thank you, passing level 295.
Yeah, that's where we were waiting for.
HD citing the Tenerife incident. Ambiguity, not a good thing. KLM 4805, departure clearance.
Lima, nothing further. Monitor Unicom. Bye bye.
Over to Unicom, Alpine 58 November Lima. Thanks for the service. Bye bye. Right, so I'm going back to my own speed here. I need to get down a little bit, otherwise I'm not going to have time to reduce or to slow down and configure.
Easy 464, 83,000 or more.
3,000 or more, Easy 464.
Back onto Unicom then for our arrival.
Lufthansa 999, free descent speed. Free rate.
Okay, we have got 60 miles to go, 21,000 feet. Nope, that does not compute. I'm going to end up killing some fairies in a little bit. You can see our track mileage and work it out now as well, can't we? We've got 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, so it is. We've got about 55 miles to go. Luxembourg traffic, Alpine 58 November Lima on the VAVAT 2 Sierra arrival. Flight level 180, just passing VAVAT. Speed 305.
At Luxembourg traffic, Easy 464 descending to flight level 160. We are 8 miles from VAVAT.
Presumably, is that behind or in front? 8 miles from, so it's got to be behind. 50 miles. Seatbelt signs coming on. Okay, approach checklist. Seatbelt signs are on. Arrival brief is confirmed. Minimum is 1413. Engine mode select is normal, the FB is stowed. Let's continue our descent now. We're going right all the way down to 4,000 feet.
The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Please contact the member
Thrust idle open descent, 4,000 blue.
Thank you.
I'm resisting the urge at the moment for the speed brakes. But I think it's going to need it. Okay, speed brakes are extended now. You can see that descent rate increasing.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we have just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use.
And Luxembourg traffic, Air France 2 November Tango approaching from the south. We'll position in behind the EV 57 Kilo Charlie.
Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
36 miles. HD, where do you find those emojis?
Easy 57 Kilo Charlie. We assembled someone across the former race before, roughly 9 miles.
Just going to keep an eye on that flight path as well. I'm guessing it's because we're going so fast. Okay, we need to reduce speed now to 50 knots. Keep those speed brakes out. And we'll get the lights on as well. If need be, all I shall do is I will extend the downwind a little bit to meet up with the glide. That's the next weapon in my arsenal. And ILW is identified. Once we've done that, we'll get that approach phase activated and done. There we go, as we've slowed down now, the track looks so much better. You're going to hear this in about 30 seconds HD, but the LS push button's all already sorted. What aircraft is that?
And Luxembourg traffic, EV 464 is overhead, Lima X-ray 062.
We just need to slow down. That's the only issue we've got.
Luxembourg traffic, F164.
Can't see the airport out of my left wing.
Luxembourg traffic, easy 57 Kilo Charlie, final final for Route 4.
Got the wind pushing me as well. We've now got a tailwind, which is obviously not helping. Speed brakes are still out. I still need to slow down. I think I'm going to end up extending this this downwind track. Just a little bit. Luxembourg traffic, Alpine 58 November Lima is inbound Lima X-ray 243. We'll just extend our downwind by about 5 to 10 miles to lose a little bit of altitude. Track mileage to go, we've got...
Stanley Air France 2 November Tango, we are just becoming established
yeah, we need to...
8.5 miles from the...
I need to pull that just to get us down, because I need to lose speed as well.
All aircraft, be advised, strong winds on approach.
Here we go, here comes the glide. I'm going to activate manage speed. Lose that. Once I start configuring, I'm then going to get us back onto the base. So now, just slowing down to green dot, I'm going to reduce the rate of descent, so we can lose that speed. Okay, now let's go back.
Landing 24.
To 24 India. Flaps 1, speed check, flaps 1. Luxembourg traffic, Alpine 58 November Lima is back inbound Lima X-ray 24 India for the final approach. Runway 24. And if we pull heading there, that'll give us a nice intercept. So we've got glide slope, lock blue, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2.
So traffic EV57 Kilo Charlie vacated, runway 24.
Lock star.
Thanks. So the Air France 2 November Tango is 3.5 miles for 24.
And we shall now reduce our speed 180 knots. That looks weird, doesn't it? Highway leading right to the same track as the runway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing.
Here comes the glide.
Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blinds
Luxembourg
open.
traffic Alpine 58 November Lima,
be
runway
seated with your
24
seatbelt
established,
fastened,
10
ready
mile
for
final.
landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
And DZ464 is extending downwind slightly for spacing.
Is that Nick not cutting me up? And flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2.
Lufthansa 999 reducing speed 220 knots for sequencing.
Glide slope star, missed approach altitude 3,000 feet set. 8 miles. Now, trying to work out if they're the runway lights on my screen or if it's just a speck of dust.
$2,500. Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
And Air France 2 November Tango is
6 mile final.
24 off to the right at altitude.
Gear down. Spoilers. Speed. Turn the lights on. We'll go flaps 3 in a second. Flaps 3, speed checked, flaps 3. Oh good lord, is that snow? Or rain? Looked very much like snow for a second there. Luxembourg traffic, Alpine 58 November, Lima runway 24, 5 mile final. Slowing to final approach speed. And at 4.5 miles, let's get fully configured flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured, auto thrust speed, go around altitude 3000 set, ECAM memo landing no blue. That's some wind, isn't it? Expect that to come round to the left a little bit.
Luxembourg traffic, EC464 established runway 24. We are 8.6 miles.
This could be a bumpy landing, but thankfully it's a nice long runway. Look at this weather. We had some great weather yesterday as well, remember, coming into Paris. So just watch for that wind spinning round from the left.
Stockport traffic is Lufthansa 999.
Autopilot disconnected, I have control.
12 miles out, speed 200.
Sorry about the weather, guys. Let's try and get us back on that centre line a little bit. There you go, you can just see that wind moving now. Just keep pushing her down into the ground. I love those rain effects. I think they're absolutely fantastic.
400.
Oh, that was a small gust of wind just there. I don't know if you could feel
200.
it. Let's try and stabilise her.
Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20, 10, 5.
$70 knots, reverses off. And we'll vacate at Foxtrot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for
Luxembourg
messaging,
traffic
calls,
runway
or internet
24
access
is vacated.
may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care.
Luxembourg traffic, easy 464, 3 miles.
Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Can't see the dials. Turn the dome light on. There we are. You can see what I'm doing now. Right, let's just work out where we're going. So, up to Bravo 2, I think that we're on now. Yeah, Bravo 2, and then we just taxi all the way to the terminal, which is over here.
Reducing to minimum speed.
And we get to see, I think it's Nick landing in a moment. Okie TM, thank you so much for your very kind super chat there, saying, nicely done, see you at the apron. Are you already down and wait? Have you got the drinks in, Okie? Thank you so much. Really, really kind of you, Okie. I do appreciate that and your continued support. So I'm just having a look at my charts just now. So where did oh, you would HD the parking stand you went to was apparently the furthest one away. So this is another freeware mod as well from FlightSim.to. There's a couple available from Luxembourg. Honestly, didn't know which one to get. There wasn't much between them, to be fair. But this seems to be doing a nice job. HD says, Nick, why is he not in front?
And Luxembourg traffic, runway 24 vacated.
Okay, so we're going to take a left here on Lima 3. I think this is Lima 3. And now right. What's interesting is that we've obviously kept up with the aircraft that departed ahead of us, because we've got the same livery showing for the Air France. So that's quite neat. Have I misjudged this taxi line? I think I have, haven't I? Let's get back on that. Get back on the taxi line. I need some more lighting. I'm entering one of the remote stands if I'm not careful. Do you know what? We're going to pull in just here. Now let me just turn off the taxi light and see if we can squeeze in. Presumably between. Oh yeah, should have enough clearance here, I think. What on earth's going on with that jetway and that aircraft? It's been dissected. And we'll hold that just there. And parking brake is set. Let's just have a quick look outside. See. Oh, good lord, we're in Australia. Oh, actually, could we have pulled a bit further forward? Oh, definitely have pulled a bit further forward. Let's just roll it forward a little bit. The marshal would be screaming at us down below. If we had one. There we go. That shall do nicely. Parking brake is set. Let's get the APU bleed on. Engines 1 and 2 shut down. Alan, is that you in the dune? Oh, fair enough. Seatbelt signs are off. Beacon lights off. And fuel pumps can come off as well. Let's get external power up. And I don't know if we've actually... Have we got any baggage handlers waiting to meet us? No, I don't think we have. We can spawn those in though using the tablet, which is nice. I just think it adds to the end of the flight a nice effect.
Lufthansa 999, runway 24 vacated.
And here comes the jetway as well. Set 2000 standby. And I think, just get all of the push buttons turned off, we're good. We'll leave the aircraft in the state that we found it in. Wonderful, look at that. Unfortunately, the dune's not going anywhere for a while. It's going to need a really good mechanic and someone who can paint the aircraft, presumably. Oh, I enjoyed that, particularly as it was an approach that I'd not done before. We got down a little high, but we made it work, didn't we? We made it work.
Luxembourg traffic Alpine
and
4483
eventually
is established on the ILS from
there wasn't anything to worry about.
8.5 miles.
Well, guys, thank you so much. We hope you've enjoyed your Tuesday night live stream flight. I've really enjoyed, as always, spending time in your company. To those of you who have donated and contributed to the channel's upkeep during our flight this evening, thank you so much. Really do appreciate all of everything you guys do, and of course the EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members for your continued approach. As always, a big thanks to HD and Tom giving us a question regarding the APU bleed. I'll wait to see if anyone's gonna answer that. Maybe Tom, you can pop the answer in the Discord. I'm not gonna answer it. I read the OMB. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Remember, if you have enjoyed this flight, please do hit that like button. Of course, if you are brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future live streams as well. It's been great fun. Once again, as always, what a fantastic community we all have. And I am, just before I leave, going to give you a very quick update on the road to 20,000. 30 subscribers to go. 30 subscribers to go. We're at 19,970. Thank you so much, guys. Who knows when that magic target is going to be reached, but once it is, we need to come up with some idea for a celebratory flight. Thankfully, my next line check isn't due until September. Good night, everyone. See you all soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Luxembourg traffic, Alpine 4483 is 3 mile finals, runway 24.